and it's cool to reflect on how we got together. But I was also thinking about how many people, you know, proposed to and engaged around this time, and it reminded me of our wedding. And
Hmm.
all right, it's the Valentine's Day edition of Re and the Rev, hoping to share some inspiration. How you feeling?
Good.
So we were talking as we were walking about Valentine's Day. I was saying that some people will probably have some things to look forward to, and it reminded me of how we started talking about preparing for the wedding. And some of you have seen the wedding, some of you may never have looked at it, but I wanted to give some behind the scenes insight because it was, well, I think it was special. So when you started thinking about us getting married, did you have any plans or expectations or ideas about what the wedding would?
Nope, I didn't have. I mean, as I said before, I have been there, done that before. So for me, it was, just making sure that you wanted to have the wedding you wanted to have. So
I didn't have a list or a dream, so that's what was interesting because I know a lot of people do, and
well, once you figured it out, you came up with a whole bunch of lists,
I did because
long lists.
it was a long list.
Hmm.
What was long about it?
And you just kept asking me about stuff.
Well, I wanted you to be involved. That's what I didn't want to be a
You involved
bridezilla.
me, that's for sure.
What do you remember about being involved since it
You
was?
just asking me a lot of questions about stuff. I was like, why we need that? Why we
That's
need
right.
this? For what? What you doing? We getting married. Well, this ain't no concert. Every time I turned around, you were asking about something.
So let's just be clear. You told me to go ahead and dream,
I did.
right?
Hmm. Yeah, I sure did.
He didn't
Be
know I
careful
was.
what you ask for.
He
That's for sure.
didn't know I was real visionary. Like when you tell me to dream and see stuff,
Yep, that's true.
I'm gonna see stuff. I'm gonna see
And then I
some.
was used to a typical wedding.
Oh,
So
that's right.
the stuff that you were asking for just didn't register with me in terms of like what you were actually trying to do. So,
That's a good point.
hmm
That's a good point.
so
Well,
typically when you go to a wedding what you're gonna see. You know, the groom walks in with his people, and then the bridesmaids, and then the bride, and the service, and then you jump the broom or whatever you do, and then you out. So yeah, a couple of
well.
songs in between there.
I mean, intensified life means it's not going to be average.
Nope.
So okay, I asked a lot of questions, and shout out to Nicole, great, dearest friend who was wedding coordinator. We were on
Yeah,
these conference calls, and I remember in particular you kind of rolling your eyes sometimes as we were talking because
it sure was.
okay. So let's just get to because I plan to share with you some of the highlights about what that vision means and the message behind it because that was important to me. I wanted number one that it would be worshipful. Number two, it should be beautiful and elegant, but I wanted a message to come across because marriage represents Christ and the church, and I do believe that your average wedding ceremony does that. And a lot of people invest a lot in, of course, the bride's dress and all the florals and the decor and the venue, and all of that is beautiful. But I just really, when you told me to start dreaming, to me, that means go pray and ask God for vision.
Yeah.
When you said start dreaming about it, that meant, okay, Lord, what do you want this to look like? Because it represents Christ in the church. So how can we best showcase that? And that's why it became a little extra.
Extra.
So finally, though, let's move forward into the actual day of. And when did you kind of see it or get it? I was asking all of these questions, but somewhere it finally started making sense. Maybe when was that?
I didn't get it until after it was all over. Now, if you're not one that had anything to really do with the wedding, you don't know what the vision is with it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but and
So,
that's why I was
so for
asking you
me,
questions so you could be in it
yeah,
and be a part of
I didn't need to be that involved. Uh, but the it just really didn't tie in until after we watched it. Um, once we got to our honeymoon destination, and then you were tying into me like, this is what that means. This is what that means. I didn't get it until I walked in and I saw the flags. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's a pretty cool way to come in. So, you know, so once you talked about those things and I saw like the bits and pieces of the wedding while we were in it, then I was like, oh, okay, that's how that ties in. So yeah. But in terms of the whole vision, I didn't really get it until after the fact. So,
So there
like the
you
ladies
have it.
coming in with the lanterns,
I
I didn't get a
know.
chance to see that.
And that's true too. You weren't able to see it until
Mm-hmm.
you actually in it to see some things.
Right.
So you did even miss that part. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's true. That
Yeah.
makes sense. But to his credit and just what you heard, there are a lot of symbols and meanings in it, which is why we made this video. I
And I
truly
was
told.
I was a heathen, y'all. So I didn't know, other than my boy singing the Lord's Prayer. I'm like, that's about all the lanterns and the flag, the king is coming. I thought the king was about me and the king and the head of the household. I didn't realize it was about Jesus. So I was like, oh, okay, this ain't about me. This is about Jesus.
Well, I mean, so isn't that marriage though?
That is marriage, yeah.
Amen.
But I
It's,
didn't
I
get
mean,
it until after the fact. You had to
right.
explain it to him.
Well, this is why we're doing the video, because I know if my love didn't get all of it, then some of you who watched it maybe didn't get. And you know what? I wanted to be able also to leave something that would inspire other young women and older women, because I know when we get excited about weddings, we think about all the pretty, frilly things.
Right.
And for Christian women who want to really honor God in their marriage and even have the ceremony speak to something that will be memorable, these are a few tips. I'm not saying you need to do it like me, of course. First and foremost, pray and get your own vision. Like, ask God what
Mm-hmm.
is supposed to represent this sacred union. But I'm glad that you said that you got it after I explained it, because that's what I want to do here. I want to explain it a little bit, show you some highlights. Hopefully, it will inspire some of you who will be wedding planning soon.
Yep. Good luck to y'all who are gonna be doing that. So,
Oh, why didn't he look? What you
like,
mean?
hopefully the person who proposes gets the answer that they are
Oh,
hoping to get, and
yeah.
then hopefully the one that's getting proposed to, you know, is happy with the proposal. So,
Yeah.
good luck.
We got a video about our proposal too. We'll put the link in the descriptions in
You
below.
always want to. Never mind.
All right, here we go. This is about the wedding and ready with Rhea and Lakeisha. Everything about the wedding has significance. From the very beginning, I wanted individuals who represented the 24 elders around the throne of God to walk in, because they are so special to my life. And this started worship. People from every nation and tongue, from generation to generation. How great is our God? Sing with me, hallelujah. Oh, come on, give him a glory. Shout, want to tell you, Lord, I love you. Lord, I love you more than. God also gave me the vision to share our story in a video that described how we met, the proposal, and of course, our love for dancing. The shofar announced the coming of the king, and then the big deal. The vision for this song was with me for years before I even met Reed. And it was to definitely declare that Jesus is the Lord who is going to return. And we must be ready for the king's coming.
When he arrived, they were not ready.
The parable of the virgins in the scriptures tells us that there were 10. 5 were wise and 5 were unwise. Those who were not ready did not have their lamps filled with oil. So I wanted 5 women who had helped me truly to prepare for marriage, to carry the symbol of that light, and to demonstrate what it means to be ready. They were a bride tribe like no other, and I pray more women have ladies like these in their lives. And then there was the big moment. I was advised to take my time, take in the scene, and a dear sister from the Bahamas came to sing this special song. Now, my life would not be interesting if we didn't have a little fun. Bree was excited to take his place, but he had to be reminded there's a time and a season for everything. The theme of the wedding was ready, and he was definitely ready.
I know we're talking about ready and everything tonight, but I'll tell you when it's time. You just be ready. Seated in the presence of the Lord. My dearly beloved, we've gathered in this place, sharing the joyous union of this man and this woman, as long as you both shall live. If so, answer, I will. Thank you, ma'am. She didn't look at you? Oh, okay, there you go. Say good. Say good. Good. There you go. You repeat after me. I, Lakeisha.
I, Lakeisha,
Take you, Reed.
take you, Ree,
To my lawfully wedded husband.
to my lawfully wedded husband,
To have and to hold.
to have and to hold
From this day forward.
from this day forward,
For better, for worse.
for better, for worse,
For richer, for poorer.
for richer, for poor,
In sickness and in health.
in sickness and in health,
To love and to cherish.
to love and to cherish,
Till death do us part.
till death. Do us part.
Amen.
We laughed, but we also had very sacred symbols of our love. Two hearts coming as one, held by a single pin representing the power of God. The unity candle, where you see two lives coming together to make one flame and light. And then pouring sand into a container representing our lives that would be blended together as one and never to be separated. And it was truly a blessing to have the Lord's Prayer sung over us.
You should take this symbol of the broken, bruised, battered body of Jesus Christ. And as you remember how much he loves you, won't you eat the bread together? Hallelujah. Read, won't you take of the fruit of the vine and drink together in communion? The conclusion of our time together. Yes. Did everybody see that? Did you see that? Faint. Wait on the Lord. Be of good courage. He will strengthen thine heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. Mr. Reed, you may now salute your bride. If you get nothing else from Lakeisha Barnett, you get drama. And we thank God for it. My child asked me, had I practiced the name? And I said, yes. Atuquafio is the name.
When I was younger, I did not have a dream wedding, and I didn't spend much time thinking about it. And there were actually many days, even years, that I thought I would not marry. I did, however, know if God decided that that would be in my future, I wanted a ceremony that would have all the sights, sounds, and symbols that remind us that marriage is a divine covenant, a representation of Christ and the church. Everything about this moment was so right. I mean, can you see the contrast in that we came out of the dimly lit sanctuary and night into a well, beautifully lit atrium area to celebrate and dance? And that's what life is like. We come through some struggles and we have dark days, but as we prepare ourselves for the Lord's coming, we'll enter into greater light and revelation and celebration in all that God has done for us, not just to keep us, but get us through into a glorious future. One day, the Lord Jesus will return, and we must be ready. And while we prepare, I hope that we take full advantage of every opportunity to grow in good, healthy, godly relationships with others and have some good friends, a good tribe in your corner to help you prepare, not just for a wedding, but for that great day. That means we have to be intentional and intensify in this glorious adventure with God to be ready. Okay, so now you know some of the symbols, know some of the representation. Now you get the message, hopefully. Um, After you finally got it and you say it all came together, what did you think for real, for real?
I was like, okay, this is really cool. It was really nice. So, and it was something that is was totally different than any wedding that I had been a part of. And me being the age I am in, I'm in my 50s. I know that's hard to, when you look at this body and stuff like that, I know it's hard to imagine that. But I've been to a lot of weddings. So this was because it had a heavy focus, pretty much the entire focus was on, you know, the covenant that, marriage has. Then, you know,
What your
it was
boys say?
different.
Because I heard that some of them really appreciated how you were able to enter.
Yeah, my boys did appreciate that. All of them were like, man, that's how I want it. That's how I'm supposed to be entering. I get married, or should I get married again, or whatever the case may be. But again, going back to not necessarily knowing that that entrance is not about me. It's about, you know, what it represents. So,
Yes,
yeah.
what it all represents.
Even though I did look good coming in behind it, like that with the
Yes,
white tux and with the white flags and
yes,
stuff
you
like
did.
that.
You did. The timing was perfect.
It was perfect.
There's so many elements.
And it's funny because I don't think I was supposed to come in at that time,
No,
right?
you were off, but it was perfect though.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was just right. I mean, everything about it. It rained. It poured raining,
It did.
poured rain, and people still came through the rain. And the beautiful part, well, all of it was beautiful. But you know what I really liked towards the end,
Right.
just the way we were able to jump the broom and the music you selected
Mm.
for us to go out on, and the fact that we really got to dance salsa. Woohoo! We got to
Mm-hmm.
dance salsa, and when they talk about your good friends, and they say, "Girl, I'm gonna dance at your wedding," that kind of
Right,
stuff. We
right.
actually had
Mm-hmm.
our good friends to dance on our
Yeah.
wedding day at our wedding, and that just put everything that nice little bow.
Mm-hmm.
Then we moved on to the reception, and that was cool. Just a few intimate people. I think there were maybe about 100 there, and we danced some more. So
Yeah.
it
It
was
was
really
good.
nice night. We put more into the ceremony because that's what I knew I wanted to leave to remind everybody about being ready.
Yeah.
And that's
Appreciate
real.
everybody that came to the
Absolutely.
wedding and to the reception. And if you didn't get a chance to come to the reception, it's probably because my wife wanted to do something new with this digital invitations,
Oh,
and
yeah, that's
not a lot
true.
of people got it.
Some people, no, sorry. We were saving money. And you do that by going digital and not printing out a whole lot of invitations,
That's
which
true.
is a very, very good suggestion for those who are on a budget. That's a whole nother video because we can talk about how you can get something really nice on a budget. And
That is true.
yeah, because we were blessed to have people bless us,
Mm-hmm.
and we saved a lot, and we were able to do something beautiful.
Yeah.
Um, Thank you for these few moments to review and to reflect. Again, who knows who would be watching, and maybe if you are planning a wedding, or you're a coordinator, or you're just somebody looking to be inspired in how you can represent God in your wedding ceremony and celebrate love. This being February, Black History Month, Black Love.
Mm-hmm.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I appreciate you doing this video, helping me out,
Of course.
telling the story.
Of course.
We'll be back. There's more to talk about. We have all kinds of things that have been going on. And of course, we want to share, to inspire, to encourage. Maybe it is love for the first time or love again. Or maybe it's just, it is what it is.
Getting old, just need to have somebody to snuggle up with at night.
That's what it is.
No, that means saying some people might be getting married because they just
Oh.
need to have companionship.
Mm. Yes.
Good.
We'll talk to y'all later.
Peace out.
Read and thrill. Bye.
Peace.